I'm feeling really guilty because, this guilt of survivor.
A software engineer for a local company sharing his story a week after the Russian invasion canceled his flight home to Ukraine as he was boarding. And just minutes before his interview today with our Michael Chen, he learned a family member was killed by a rocket attack.
Amid the images of deadly attacks in Ukraine, Alexander isn't sleeping much.
Anxious, and I'm worried all the time about my family and my friends.
On the day of the Russian invasion, Alexander was headed home to Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city and one of the most heavily shelled areas. A week prior, Alexander, a software engineer for a Miramar-based company that designs employee recognition programs, was in San Diego working. As he boarded a connecting flight home in New York, the invasion began.
The flight was canceled. I was shocked and confused, but also I was expecting something like this to happen sooner or later, considering the situation in the news.
Alexander ended up in the firm's San Francisco office where he is living and worrying.
I'm feeling really guilty because, this guilt of survivor, because I'm safe, completely safe here, but while my family and my friends are under fire.
His 11-year-old son, who is with his ex-wife, traveled to western Ukraine where things are calmer. But his siblings and parents remain near Kharkiv. Minutes before our interview, he learned that his sister's brother-in-law, Sergei, in his 50s and living in an apartment complex similar to this one, was killed.
One of those rockets hit the building directly.
Also staying in that complex, his nephew, Vitaly, in his late teens.
So far, I don't have any news from my nephew. I'm preparing myself psychologically for the worst. Hope and pray for, I'm not a religious person, but that Kharkiv would be safe.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
Alexander's company, Blueboard, has more than 30 other employees in Ukraine, most of them in Kharkiv. Alexander says his family doesn't want to leave the country, but a humanitarian corridor could allow some to leave Kharkiv.